Perfect. Oh, hello. We're live. Okay, so today what we're going to do is we're going to do origami boxes. So I'm just going to show you the one I made earlier. And here's the one I made earlier. And this is made out of a magazine page, which is thicker, a little bit thicker than your average printing paper or the inside of the magazine. This is the outer portion of the magazine. So that's what you need. You need something that's a little bit thicker than a paper. So wrapping paper is really good. I've got some really very funky wrapping paper that I was given and I saved it. So lots of little animals there. You can also use, I've got, again, I've got the inside or the outside of the magazine, so it's a little bit thicker. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do, also a bit of glue, it's just for sticking right at the end, so you're not going to be using it up until the end. You can have a pair of scissors to help you cut out, or you can use a ruler to steady your hand when you make your square. Okay, so this is, you've got your magazine, normally they come in this shape. So what we need is a square, and the easiest way to make a square, and it really doesn't matter how big your magazine page is or how small, because as long as you can make a square, you can make different shaped boxes. So you fold it over from the top, one of the top corners, and make sure that it's nice and straight and you meet the edges. So from the top, can't see what I'm doing very well this way, just to show you. Okay, from the top, there you go. So you have, so this bit is going to make up your perfect square. So that is the bit. And this is the bit that you need to get rid of. That is the bit that you need to either cut off or fold. So I'm going to show you a way without using scissors if you don't have any scissors or you don't like using them. Because some of us do not. So you fold it over, score it with your thumb and forefingers, like this, so it's nice and flat. And so what you're going to do is you're going to lay it. It's much easier if you have a corner of a table. However, if you don't, you lay your ruler right along. Let me see which way. It's better to do it that way, so I'm going to do it right-handed. Lay it along your line that you have just folded over, nice and flat. Pick up the excess bit, if you can see it this way, yeah, the excess bit. And you can, if you just rip it, there you go. So you've got your, you don't need that. You can make maybe tiny boxes out of that. Okay, so you have your square. Doesn't matter what square is. So make sure that if you want the pattern, if it's patterned, whichever way, whatever pattern you want on the outside, so say for example, this is the pattern of it, so I wanted it outside, so I made sure that I've got this quite flat line down. Okay, so for this bit, so first of all, what you're going to do is you're going to fold it over corner to corner towards you. Okay, and gently score it, don't need too much, and then do exactly the same thing. So you open it up, you do exactly the same thing on the other side. Sorry, I'm hurrying because I know that we are not really, okay, I was told not to rush. I will slow down then, I will slow down. Okay, so you have your paper and those folds inside. Okay, so what you're going to do now is you're going to fold it over so each of the sides are touching. So not the corners, but the flat sides are touching each other. And again, you're going to fold it over Run your fingers alongside it. So you've got a nice fold. Open it up and then do exactly, so turn it and do exactly the same thing on the other side. So flat side to flat side. Run your fingers along the edge. The thicker your paper, or the thicker the thicker you're using, the harder it is going to be for you to make sure that you fold them over. So therefore, that's why you need to score it quite well, but obviously not so much that you rip the paper. Right. So we have your square with all of these folded bits in here, okay, which we're going to be using. So you're going to fold each of the corners towards the middle. Okay, so corner, let me just fold it and then I will show you. Now for this, you do have to take your time and make sure that it is nice and straight and not really overlapping. Okay, because if you're not careful and you overlap it and say, it goes that this little triangular bit folds over, you're going to have problems later on because A, it's not straight around here. I don't know whether you can see it. It's a bit hard with this paper. So the idea is you need to fold them right along side each other so they're touching but not overlapping. Okay, so they're touching but not overlapping, and you've got a nice tight corner up there. It might take you a little while and maybe a few tries. You can try this with just a normal piece of paper. Do a little trial one. Now the thinner the paper you use, the harder it's going to be to maintain the actual box shape. So therefore we're using slightly thicker paper. So you're going to do the same thing with the other two sides. Fold it, take your time. Don't rush this bit because this is, I think, possibly the most important bit of it to make sure that it's nice and straight. Okay, so far you have something that resembles an envelope over here. So you're going to fold in your last corner. Okay. And make sure it's not so far apart either. So they're touching. And you are getting a square, a smaller square than you started off with these triangular little flaps everywhere. Okay, there you go. So it still looks like an envelope. So fold these triangular parts in, and you're going to lay it down, and you're going to be working on each of these sides, so those two sides and those two sides that are opposite each other. And what you're going to do, you're not going to fold it in half, you're not folding it in half, you're folding it in a quarter. So quarter turn, so it goes right to the middle. Okay, so a quarter. And this is the hard bit again, because now your paper is getting thicker and thicker that you're working with. So you can also maybe take your ruler. If it's too thick, like this one is quite thick, I'm going to take a ruler and I'm just going to flatten down the edges. And again, not too much so you rip the paper, but so you have a little, there you go, a little bit of an edge here. So make sure it's not sticking out, and do the same thing. Go. So what you have here ultimately is like almost a little leaflet, a little pamphlet. Okay, you've got these bits of the corners that have been folded over. Now for this one, you're going to unfold this, both of these, and you're going to rotate it. And you're going to do exactly the same thing on the other two sides. Okay, so which way did I rotate it? This way. So you're going to do one side, and then the other side. Okay, so it's there. I'm just going to use my ruler to flatten these edges. So for this one, there you go. We are halfway, more than halfway there. What you do is you're going to open up your pamphlet looking thing, and you're going to unfold, so you're holding it in your palms like this, okay? So open up the top triangle. There you go. So now it's back to looking like an envelope, yeah? And then you're going to open up the bottom of the triangle, okay? So it looks like that. It looks like, I don't know, sweet shape. So this is the tricky bit. We are getting to the tricky bit. Okay, so you're going to hold your box. These are going to make the sides of the box. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to hold it in your hand, in the palms of your hand, and you're going to bring up the, let me count it. Let me have a look. Where's my pen? I'm just, to make it easier for you, I'm going to draw in the folds that we have done. So there's one fold, okay, and then that's the second fold over here that you have done, and that's the third fold, okay. So ignore that bit. You are working on this fold and this fold, and also this little triangle is very important. You have created yourself a little triangle here where half your paper is folding over. So you have a little triangle, and what you're going to do is you're going to take with your hands, let me fold it, fold it over. So these two bits of your square, I don't know whether you can see that, you fold it over, and with your fingers you push this in. You already have folds in there, so it should be quite easy. You push this in, okay. Okay, so you've pushed it in, hold on to that, and what you're going to do is you're going to fold this over. So again, you've got a little envelope at the top. It looks like, again, you're back to this little envelope. You're going to take this and you're going to fold it over, okay, and then you're going to push out the edges of the box and literally slot that in. This is the most trickiest bit. Once you've got this done, you were laughing. Okay, did you get that?
I think everyone's got pieces of paper in their hands they can't type.
Okay, it's because we're hurrying. I do apologise. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing, bits of paper. I'm going to, maybe it will help to draw out one more time. So this one, again, you are working, so this is your first line. This is where you're going to be folding it over to. Okay, so that bit over here, you're folding it over to that. So that's your square, that's your main square, that's the bottom of your box. Okay, I hope that makes sense. That's the bottom of the box. Okay, so you're going to, again, you're going to push down with your fingers towards the middle, and then you're going to bend this side. It should be easier. You're going to bend this over, flip it, and fold it. Right, I can hear them. I can hear them going, what? Almost. What's going on? Okay, I have realised I have not made your life any easier by having pattern on both sides. I should have had pattern. I should have worked with this paper basically. It's where I have the pattern on the outside and nothing in the middle, so you can see what's going on. Okay, how much we've got? We've got no time left, have we?
Well, what we'll do, I've got instructions for this, so we can put them up on our Facebook page.
Okay, all right.
So that if anyone wants to have a go at it.
Okay.
One of the things is that fold in.
That fold in
Can
is
you
the
do
most.
that again?
Yeah, I can do that again. I can do exactly that again. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the old. Where's the old piece of film? I'll use the
You glued them all
same.
down.
I glued them all down, didn't I? That is really annoying. Okay, I've got one here. Oh, that's still quite patterned, but it's better than the last one. Okay, so here's one I made earlier, which I'm going to undo. So this is my inside. And as you can see, once you do them up, you can unfold them and fold them back up again because you've got all of your lines. Let me remove that. Okay, so you're to this bit, we've done to this bit. You have unfolded the top and the bottom. You've got your triangles in. You pick your walls up, that's the wall. Shall I flip it? I don't know which way is better for everybody to see. Can somebody tell me which is the best way?
I think
this way, yeah? Is that the best way so I don't... Okay. All right, so you've got, you pick up your sides, fold your sides in. Okay, and these are the bits. So they come, how can I explain it? It is...
so where the triangles that are on the side come into the middle,
yes,
it's going to be the top sort of quarter of it that you're trying to fold inwards, and it will fold back on itself as you fold it inwards.
right. Well done. That's much better than I could have explained it. All right, let's hope so. This is a practice, obviously. So if you do them a few times, eventually you will get it. Okay, so you fold this in. Okay, so you're holding it there, and then either you can get somebody else to help you as well with this fiddly bit. Fold it right down.
So you're folding the bit that's sticking out over the top of the one you've just folded, and then the bottom goes flat on the box.
Yeah, so these are the bits that you've just pushed in. You fold it over and over, and this is the bit that afterwards you can use your glue for, just to stick it down to make your box, the bottom of your box, quite solid. Okay, we're going to do the same thing with the other side. So these are the bits that you are pushing down. Inwards and towards each other. Inwards and then towards each other. So again, it looks like a little envelope. And then you're going to fold this over and down. Okay, right, I hope that makes sense. I really hope that makes sense. Okay, so with these boxes afterwards, depending on what you have, you can do all sorts of, it doesn't matter what size paper you use, you can make tiny little boxes.
That might just about fit a penny in it. It's
yeah,
very small
it's about this size. So tiny little box. I made it out of this. Oh, upside down. Out of this square. Okay, and that's how tiny it gets. So you can make really large ones. It all depends what kind of size paper you have. And also, I would love to hear what you use if you do end up making more than one box maybe. I would love to hear what you do with them, what you store in them maybe, what treasures you keep in there. You can do all sorts of things like put them together maybe, you can glue them, put them together. Like for example, I've got one at home that I have just used a tiny bit of glue on, and I keep my earrings in. So what I do is I get a little bit of glue, stick it together, and you can make different shapes out of them as well. You can put your other boxes in there. This one's not quite stuck together, but you get the general idea anyway. I'm sure you can do it much better than I can. Right, and yeah, I would love to hear what you could keep in your box. Oh.
Thank you, Marsha.
You're most welcome. I'm sorry you had to rush through that one. But hopefully this has been interesting. And yes,
it back upwards so we can see your face, Marsha.
oh, do you have to?
Yes, we want to see your face.
Okay.
And
our boxes.
Natasha's going to come and sit and tell us what we're doing next week.
Lovely. I say bye-bye and let Natasha sit in my place. Thank you very much for watching.
Wow, what a big session we had today. So, Catherine and I had to go. I made a small little square origami box. It's kind of falling apart, and then Catherine made a much better one than I did. It's staying together, so that was really fun there, Marsha. Thank you. So next week, Thursday, the 28th of May, gosh, time is going. We will be back in the kitchen, making a fruit trifle. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Topped off with a fun-themed food-based quiz with Catherine and Faye, with some interesting food facts in there as well. So brilliant. So I'm going to now give you the recipe for next week, which is named Aisha's Strawberry Fruit Cocktail Trifle. Bit of a tongue twister there. So what we will need is about 400 millilitres of hot water. We need 3 packets of strawberry jelly. We need 1 tin, 400 grams of fruit cocktail. We need at least 1 bottle of squirty cream. We need trifle sponge fingers or sponge cake, 1 packet, 1 or either. And ready-made custard as well, 1 pack, roughly about 500 grams. And if you would like to, additional, you can have a packet of strawberries to finish it off. So thank you again, everybody. I really hope you liked today's session, and we'll see you again next week, Thursday at 1 o'clock. Bye.